Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadi Tamastu Mabit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shivaya, everyone. Starting our Zoom Satsang today, as usual, with Yoga Sutras. We are in our review mode of Chapter 3, which means occasionally I will ask you some questions. Through insight into mental patterns, knowledge of another's mind is acquired. That knowledge does not rely on its object, as that is beyond the range of perception. Commentary. Though the yogi can know the thoughts of another person, he cannot necessarily know the source of those thoughts, which Patanjali calls the object. Thus, he can clearly perceive that a person is afraid of animals, but will not have access to the childhood incident in the forest when a wolf approached him and caused future fears. Through samyama on the body's form, and by suspending the power of perception, the connection between the eye and light is severed, and the body becomes invisible. It's like a stealth airplane. That's the way I think of it. Somehow the airplane reflects radar in a way that radar can't see it. So this is the same idea. The light being reflected by the body is somehow gets confused and it's not perceivable. By performing samyama on fructifying and dormant karmas or on omens, knowledge of death is obtained. From friendliness and the others, strengths arise. The sage gives expression to the power of positive qualities. He mentions friendliness, but implies another list spoken of elsewhere: joy, compassion, and equanimity. By practicing samyama on such uplifting qualities, a practitioner develops inner strength, which Patanjali terms the power of friendliness, but means much more. The yogi exudes happiness and thus makes those around him happy. He is joyous, and his presence removes darkness and despair in others. His compassion teaches the world there is no place for hate or harshness. He becomes a source of goodness and light, of comfort and hopefulness, a living counterweight to the world's storehouse of misery and maliciousness. His very presence can change the world, and that indeed is a power worthy of having. Definitely. From strengths comes the strength of an elephant and others. Directing the light of perception brings knowledge of the subtle, the hidden, and the distant. Through samyama on the sun, knowledge of the planes of existence is acquired. Through the moon, knowledge of the arrangement of the stars is acquired. Through the pole star, knowledge of their motion is acquired. Through the navel chakra, knowledge of the body's constitution is acquired. That's a practical one. We can develop our intuitive knowledge of the body through focusing on the solar plexus, navel chakra. Through the suprasternal notch, meaning the hollow of the throat, cessation of hunger and thirst occurs. Through the tortoise channel, nerve ganglia located at the throat, steadiness is acquired. The light in the head brings vision of perfected beings. Talked about that before. If you go into the inner light in the head and you look out, so to speak, you end up in the realm of perfected beings. Whereas if you look up, you're moving yourself closer toward Parashiva. So normally we don't look out. We're not trying to end up in the world of, seeing Gurudeva, seeing Yogaswami, seeing Murugan. But that's how you would do it. That's what you're trying to do. You go into the light, inner light, and look out. Or by intuition, everything is known. From the heart, knowledge of the mind arises. Experience of material reality arises from not distinguishing between the completely distinct Purusha and the luminous mind through samyama on that which is self-existing, meaning Purusha, and that which exists for another, meaning Prakriti. Knowledge of Purusha is acquired. And commentary. This sutra highlights the fundamental error of identifying the innermost self, Purusha, with the luminous mind, Sattva. This identification underpins the experience of material reality. As the yogi focuses on the difference between the two, he unravels the knot which ties the self to the mind, and this gives him true knowledge of Purusha, basically untangling the two and allowing Purusha to be known in its self-existent purity. So in Gurudeva's terminology, of course, this is awareness and consciousness. By seeing the difference and focusing on awareness, the world takes on a new perspective of not being the ultimate reality. From that arises intuitive perception, heightened hearing, touch, vision, taste, and smell. These are powers for the outgoing mind, but obstacles to samadhi. So that's very important statement. Gurudeva says it also in the trilogy. We can develop siddhis. These are powers siddhis. But if that's our main goal, then that's a sidetrack. It takes us away from experiencing samadhi, which is actually what we want to do. By loosening the causes of bondage, and by intimate awareness of the mind's pathways, one can enter another's body. It can be like Tirumular. Mastery of Udana brings ascension and non-contact with water, mud, thorns, and such. So these are the 5 pranas he's starting to talk about. 5 pranas control the life force of the body. Of these, the Udana Nadi raises life force upward and into the head. By controlling this prana, the yogi can lift the body itself, levitate in defiance of gravity. Practically speaking, he attains the ability to avoid the dangers and discomforts of water, mud, thorns, and other impediments. By mastery of samana, radiance arises. Samana nadi, situated in the abdomen, and is responsible for digestion, assimilation of food, and the movement of energies throughout the body. It mediates between the upward moving energy, prana, and the downward moving energy, apana, giving rise to balance, to body-wide health and vitality. Through samyama, on the relationship between the ear and space, divine hearing is acquired. And we get Gurudeva's quote. Occasionally, when you close your eyes in meditation, you may see the face of your guru or some divine being that possibly once lived on earth. And now, just the shell of his subtle body remains vibrating in the ethers. You see superconscious beings while in the superconscious area of the mind. Occasionally, you clairaudiently hear voices singing, music playing, just as Beethoven heard his wonderful symphonies that he recorded like a scribe. It is the superconscious mind again, so near, so real, so vibrant. These psychic powers sometimes take years to develop, but under the right circumstances, those carried over from a previous incarnation come immediately, of course, and are as much available as the ability to speak, listen, and feel. Through samyama on the body's relationship to space and meditative absorption, with the lightness of cotton, the ability to travel through space is acquired. Through the real external mental projection called the great out-of-body experience, the covering of the light is destroyed. Through samyama on the gross, essential, and subtle nature of objects, along with their constitution and purposiveness, the elements are mastered. From this manifests the power to become as small as an atom, perfection of the body, indestructibility of its attributes, and more. Perfection of the body includes graceful form, strength, and diamond-like firmness. Through samyama on perception, essential nature, egoity, constitution, and purposiveness, control of the senses is acquired. So that's a very deep one. From that comes quickness of mind, metaphysical perception, and mastery over primordial matter. And simpler material here, past the Shiva. Lesson 45, what is japa? How would you answer that question? A mantra is a sacred Sanskrit word or phrase, and repeating one's mantra Well, counting on beads is called japa or mantra yoga. So that's the difference. Mantra is just Om Namah Shivaya is the mantra, but repeating it or counting on beads, that turns it into japa. Such a magic chant forms a kind of spiritual affirmation that we repeat mentally or aloud to draw close to God. It helps us feel in perfect harmony with everything. There are many mantras. Each one honors God or one of the gods. One of Ganesha's mantras is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. It means praise to the Lord of Devas. Murugan's special mantra is Om Saravana Bhava. Describes the mind as a peaceful, undisturbed lake. Supreme Saiva mantra found at the center of Yajurveda is Namah Shivaya, which of course means adoration to Shiva. Because it has 5 syllables, Namah Shivaya, it is called the Panchakshara mantra, 5-lettered chant. One of your goals should be to qualify yourself for Namah Shivaya initiation through your guru. This will give the mantra special power for you. After that ceremony, you will repeat it every day 108 times. Chanting Om Namah Shivaya connects you with millions of Shiva's devotees. Om Namah Shivaya feeds your soul, brightens your intellect, and quells the instinctive mind. Until you are initiated in Namah Shivaya, you can chant Om Saravana Bhava. Here's how to perform japa. Sit quietly holding a strand of 108 prayer beads in your right hand. Repeat the mantra verbally or mentally. Each time you repeat it, push a bead over the middle finger with your thumb. Concentrate on the sound and its meaning as you have been taught. Keep your mind from wandering. As you chant, the devas send divine rays of blessings. Perform japa anywhere in the temple. Perform japa anywhere. In the temple, in your home shrine room, under a favorite tree, on the banks of a river, or in a remote cave. Thank you very much. Om. Om. Om.